Good afternoon, students. This is our fourth lecture of thermal engineering. In last lecture, we have seen the last point was different types of energies. In that, up to potential energy is covered. So, let us overlook it again. Potential energy, it is the energy purchased by the body due to its height. If a body or any object which is kept at a certain height, it acquires the energy. That energy is known as a potential energy, and that energy is only due to the height of the body from the reference. Then what is thermodynamic potential energy? It is the energy purchased by the body or a system due to its molecular arrangement. The energy purchased by the body due to its molecular arrangement, that is known as the thermodynamic potential energy. Then the third is the kinetic energy. It is the energy purchased by the body due to its motion. The formula for the kinetic energy, as we know that kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv square. M is the mass, v is the velocity. Then internal energy, it is the addition of internal energy is the addition of internal potential energy and internal kinetic energy. So that internal energy is denoted by capital U. So formula for that, U is equal to P plus K. Then flow work, it is the work done causing flow of working substance known as a flow work. So the formula for the flow work is P into V. If the working substance is transferring the energy and then the work is produced, that work is known as a flow work, because that work is produced due to the flow of the working substance. Then enthalpy, it is the total heat content of the system. It is the addition of internal energy and flow work. Whatever the total heat content of the system, that is known as the enthalpy. So enthalpy is denoted by small h or capital H. So H is equal to U plus PV. The unit is joule per kg or kilojoule per kg. Then entropy, it is the thermodynamic property which increases with the increase in temperature. That means it is such a property so that if the temperature increases, then that property increases. That property is known as entropy. So entropy is denoted by S. Then the formula for the entropy is delta S is equal to dq divided by T, where delta S is the change in entropy, dq is change in heat energy, then T is the temperature. Then very important laws of thermodynamics. The laws are asked in every exam. The first law is zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. This law states that when two bodies are in thermal equilibrium with each other or with the third body, then this law states that when two bodies or systems which are in thermal equilibrium with the third body or third system, then all the bodies or systems are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Then all the bodies or systems which are in thermal equilibrium with each other. That means if two bodies which are in thermal equilibrium with the third body, then all the three bodies are in thermal equilibrium with each other. That is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. The well-known example of the zeroth law is that temperature measurement by a thermometer. Then first law of thermodynamics, there are three statements for the first law of thermodynamics. The first is when a closed system undergoes a thermodynamic cycle. When a closed system, which system? Closed system. That means there is no mass transfer, only energy can able to transfer. Such type of system is taken which undergoes a thermodynamic cycle. That means initial state is final state. Such a type of thermodynamic property is a cycle. Then net heat transfer is equal to net work transfer. So statement is that when a closed system undergoes a thermodynamic cycle, then net heat transfer is equal to the net work transfer. That means according to this law, whatever the heat supplied to the system, that total heat is converted into, that complete 100% heat is converted into the useful work, but it is not practically possible, but it is a statement of first law of thermodynamics. Here in formula we can see that the cyclic integral of dq is equal to cyclic integral of dw, and this is the symbol of cyclic integral. This formula indicate that whatever the heat supplied is equal to the work produced. Then the second statement, heat and work are mutually convertible. Heat and work are mutually convertible. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but the total heat content of the system remains constant. This is actually the law of conservation of energy. What it states, heat and work are mutually convertible. As we know that both are convertible into one another. That means heat is converted into work, work is converted into the heat. So heat and work are mutually convertible. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Then that energy, whatever the total heat content of the system, that remains constant. Then the third statement, no machine can produce work without consuming energy. We cannot produce such a machine, or there may not be any such a machine which can produce a work without consuming heat energy. Then there are some limitations of first law of thermodynamics. When a closed system undergoes a thermodynamic cycle, then net heat transfer is equal to net work transfer, but actually in practice this is not possible due to the various types of losses. Then second limitation is that the heat energy and the mechanical work are mutually convertible. Though the mechanical work can be fully converted into the heat energy, that means whatever the work that is converted into the heat, but the total heat content are not convertible into the mechanical work. So that this first statement which fails, that means cyclic integral of dq is not equal to cyclic integral of dw. Then it does not give idea about or the nature of the source of energy, that is whether that source is cold, that is whether that source is hot. Then practically it is impossible to convert, as we know that there are, due to the different types of losses within the conversion of heat into the work, so that we cannot be able to convert the total heat content into the useful work or equal amount of work. These are four limitations. Then this is the second law of thermodynamics. There are two statements of second law of thermodynamics. First is the Kelvin-Planck statement and second is the Clausius statement. So first is the Kelvin-Planck statement. Kelvin-Planck statement is related to the heat engine, and Clausius statement that is related to the heat pump. So let us see the Kelvin-Planck statement. These both statements are very important for the examination point of view. So first statement is Kelvin-Planck statement. What it states, it is impossible to construct an engine working in a cyclic process. It is impossible. That means it is not possible to construct, to prepare, to produce such an engine working in a cyclic process so that it can be able to convert the total heat energy supplied it to into equal amount of work. We cannot produce such a type of engine, or we cannot be able to produce such a type of engine or such kind of engine so that it would convert the total heat energy supplied into equal amount of work. That means cyclic integral of dq is not equal to dw, cyclic integral of dw. Then no actual heat engine or working on a cyclic process can convert the whole heat supplied into the mechanical work. It means that there is the degradation of energy, there is the losses of energy in producing the mechanical work from a heat supplied. So that Kelvin-Planck statement of the second law of thermodynamics is sometimes known as the law of degradation of energy. Law of degradation of energy. Then the Classis statement, it is similar to the Kelvin-Planck statement. Both the statements are same, but Kelvin-Planck statement is related to the heat engine and Classis statement that is related to the heat pump. So what is the statement? According to this Classis statement, it is impossible to construct the heat pump. We cannot construct, we cannot manufacture, we cannot produce a heat pump working in a cyclic process whose complete effect is to transfer the heat from a body at lower temperature to the body at higher temperature. We cannot produce such a type of pump so that it can transfer the heat from body at lower temperature to the higher temperature. That is the statement of second law of thermodynamics. So all this about the fourth lecture, and remaining we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.